What is happiness? How do you define it? Is it having a loving family, supportive friends, enough money, or a peaceful mind? Different people may have different answers, but the ancient Stoics had a unique perspective on what true happiness means. The Stoics were philosophers who lived in ancient Greece and Rome, and they taught that happiness is not dependent on external things, but on our own inner state. They believed that by living a life of virtue, reason, and self-control, we can achieve happiness and harmony with nature. Some of the most famous Stoics were Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, and their writings are still relevant and inspiring today. So, how can you apply Stoicism to your life and be happier in 2024 and beyond? In this video, we will share with you 7 Stoic principles that can help you live a better and happier life. These principles are not just theoretical, but practical and actionable. You don't have to follow all of them, but even applying 2 of them can make a big difference in your life. Are you ready to learn more? Let's begin. The first principle is to stop doubting yourself. Doubt is a natural and common emotion, but it can also be a destructive one. It can make us feel insecure, anxious, and paralyzed. It can prevent us from taking action, pursuing our goals, and expressing ourselves. But the Stoics taught that doubt is not something we have to eliminate completely, but something we have to manage and challenge. One of the ways they did this was by using a technique called the dichotomy of control. This technique involves dividing things into 2 categories: things we can control and things we can't. The only things we can control are our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. Everything else is outside our control and therefore not worth worrying about. By focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we can't, we can reduce doubt and increase confidence. For example, Marcus Aurelius, who was a Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher, wrote in his journal, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." So the next time you feel doubt creeping in, ask yourself, is this thought helpful or harmful? Does it improve or hinder my life? Is it within or outside my control? By asking these questions, you can turn doubt into a tool for self-reflection and growth. The second principle is to reflect on your life. Reflection is a powerful practice that can help us gain insight, clarity, and direction. It can help us understand ourselves better and align our actions with our values. It can also help us appreciate what we have and learn from our mistakes. The Stoics practiced reflection regularly, and they used different methods to do so. One of the methods they used was called the view from above. This method involves imagining yourself from a higher perspective, such as from the sky, the moon, or the stars. From this perspective, you can see your life as a whole and how it fits into the bigger picture. You can see how small and insignificant your problems are and how vast and wonderful the universe is. You can also see how connected you are to everything and everyone else, and how your actions affect others. This can help you gain a sense of perspective, gratitude, and purpose. For example, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look down from above on the countless herds of men and their countless solemnities, and the infinitely varied voyagings in storms and calms, and the differences among those who are born, who live together and die. And consider too the life lived by others in olden time, and the life of those who will live after you, and the life now lived among barbarous nations, and how many know not even your name, and how many will soon forget it, and how they who perhaps now are praising you will very soon blame you, and that neither a posthumous name is of any value, nor reputation, nor anything else." So take some time to reflect on your life and ask yourself, what are the most important things in my life? Why do I do what I do? How do I want to live my life? What kind of person do I want to be? How can I make a positive difference in the world? By reflecting on your life, you can be more honest with yourself and direct your own story. The third principle is to pursue your dreams. Dreams are the visions and aspirations that we have for our lives. They are the things that make us excited, passionate, and motivated. They are the things that give us meaning, joy, and fulfillment. But many of us have forgotten or given up on our dreams because of fear, doubt, or lack of time. We settle for less than what we deserve, and we live a life of mediocrity and regret. But the Stoics taught that pursuing our dreams is not only possible but necessary. They believed that we all have a unique purpose in life, and that we should strive to fulfill it. They also believed that we should not let external obstacles or opinions stop us from following our dreams. but rather use them as opportunities to grow and improve. One of the ways they did this was by using a technique called the premeditation of evils. This technique involves imagining the worst-case scenarios that could happen if we pursue our dreams and how we would cope with them. By doing this, we can prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally and reduce fear and anxiety. We can also realize that the worst-case scenarios are not as bad as we think, and that the benefits of pursuing our dreams outweigh the risks. For example, Seneca, who was a Roman statesman and a Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarsy and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, is this the condition that I feared? So, don't let your dreams gather dust, but break them down into simple steps, just like your daily to-do list." If you can remember to charge your phone every night, you can take small steps toward your dreams. Your life story is yours to write, so make it one you'd love to tell. The fourth principle is to focus on what you can control. Life can be unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go according to our plans. We may face challenges, difficulties, or disappointments. We may encounter people who are rude, unfair, or unkind. We may experience pain, loss, or grief. These things can make us feel frustrated, angry, or sad, but the Stoics taught that we can find serenity by focusing on what we can control and accepting what we can't. As we mentioned before, the only things we can control are our own thoughts, emotions, and actions. Everything else is outside our control and therefore not worth getting upset about. The Stoics used a simple phrase to remind themselves of this: amor fati, which means love your fate. This phrase expresses the idea that we should embrace life's unpredictability with a positive spirit and see everything that happens as part of a larger plan. We should not complain, resist, or regret, but rather accept, adapt, and appreciate. We should not try to change what we can't, but rather make the best of what we can. For example, Epictetus, who was a former slave and a Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish it would, but rather wish that everything happens as it actually will. Then your life will flow well." So, the next time you face something that is out of your control, ask yourself, can I control this? If not, can I accept it? How can I make the most of it? What can I learn from it? By focusing on what you can control and accepting what you can't, you can find serenity and happiness. The fifth principle is to be kind to others. Kindness is the act of being friendly, generous, and considerate. It is the act of showing compassion, empathy, and respect. It is the act of helping, supporting, and uplifting. Kindness is one of the most powerful and beautiful things in the world, and it can have a positive impact on ourselves and others. By being kind to others, we can make someone else's day brighter, and we can also light up our own. We can create a ripple effect of goodness and happiness, and we can make the world a more compassionate place. The Stoics believed that kindness is not only a moral duty, but also a source of true happiness. They believed that we are all connected and interdependent, and that we should treat others as we would like to be treated. They also believed that we should not expect anything in return for our kindness, but rather give it freely and generously. One of the ways they did this was by using a technique called the view from within. This technique involves imagining yourself in the other person's shoes and trying to understand their feelings, thoughts, and motivations. By doing this, we can empathize with others and see them as human beings, not as enemies or strangers. We can also realize that they may be facing challenges or difficulties that we don't know about, and that they may need our kindness more than we think. For example, Seneca wrote, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. So, practice kindness every day." As 2024 begins, remember that you are the master of your own happiness. Focus on what matters, let go of what doesn't, and live in the moment with peace and wisdom. Stoicism is a way of life that can help you achieve tranquility and fulfillment, and every step you take to learn it brings you closer to a better and happier you. Principle 6. Do less, do it better. The Stoics taught us to do less, do it better, as a way to cope with the endless demands and distractions of modern life. They knew the dangers of multitasking and the importance of focusing on what really matters. Here is a deeper explanation of this principle. Concentrate on the vital. The Stoics stressed the importance of distinguishing the vital from the trivial. Instead of trying to do everything at once, Focus on the tasks that match your priorities and values. This requires careful thinking and a deliberate approach to how you use your time and energy. Live simply and moderately. The Stoic philosophy promotes a simple and moderate lifestyle. This means avoiding unnecessary complications and excesses that can cause stress and dissatisfaction. By adopting a disciplined approach to your choices, whether in consumption or habits, you create a more focused and meaningful existence. Discipline and excellence. The Stoics valued discipline as a way to achieve excellence. Instead of giving in to the chaos of constant activity, practice disciplined efforts in your pursuits. This involves setting realistic goals, concentrating on one task at a time, and performing each with accuracy and care. By doing fewer things with greater attention, you improve the quality of your actions and outcomes. Prioritize and declutter. Prioritization is key to the Stoic approach. Identify your most important tasks and tackle them one by one. This not only prevents feeling overwhelmed, but also ensures that each task receives your full attention. Similarly, apply this principle to material possessions. Instead of collecting unnecessary items, prioritize what truly adds value to your life, leading to a more organized and clutter-free environment. Healthy living. The Stoics recognize the link between physical and mental well-being. Rather than indulging in unhealthy habits, adopt a lifestyle that supports overall health. This includes regular exercise, mindful eating, and sufficient sleep. A healthy body contributes to a focused and resilient mind, aligning with the Stoic emphasis on holistic well-being. Principle 7. Embrace gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool for creating happiness and appreciating the abundance of life. The Stoic principle of embrace gratitude urges individuals to change their focus from what they miss to what they have. Here is a deeper explanation of this principle. Enjoy the present moment. The Stoics encouraged us to enjoy the present, knowing that nothing is permanent. Gratitude involves recognizing and enjoying the current moment, finding joy in the simple pleasures of life. Instead of always chasing future goals or possessions, take time to be present and grateful for the experiences and relationships you have now. See everything as a gift. The Stoics saw everything in life as a gift from the universe. This perspective challenges the tendency to take things for granted and encourages a mindful recognition of the positive aspects of one's life. By seeing challenges as chances for growth and successes as gifts, you can develop a more positive and resilient mindset. Show appreciation. Gratitude is not only a personal practice, but also a social one. The Stoics suggested showing appreciation to others and acknowledging their positive impact on your life. Thank those who inspire and support you, creating a sense of interconnectedness and strengthening positive relationships. Avoid envy and comparison. Instead of being jealous of what others have, the Stoics advised using their successes as motivation. Gratitude replaces envy when you appreciate the uniqueness of your own journey and acknowledge the contributions of others without bitterness. This mindset shift improves your overall well-being. Live in harmony with nature. Stoicism often stressed living in harmony with nature, understanding that life's circumstances are part of a wider natural order. Embracing gratitude involves recognizing the interconnectedness of all things and finding happiness in the ebb and flow of life. If you enjoyed these principles, please show your support by liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell for more insights. Cheers to a better and happier you in 2024.